Hi, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. How we doing? How we feeling? Got to my desk early today, so I'm just sitting here. Decided I would go ahead and get the stream started a little early, but that's all good. Make sure everything is good. All right, sounds good. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so we got some interesting things on the calendar today. We already had the corridor of goods, but Powell is supposed to be speaking at 10. So that should make things interesting with trading this morning. Definitely got to keep our minds on that. And then at 10:30, as usual, we have the crude oil inventories. Tomorrow, we have the GDP and the initial jobless claims all before the open. And on Friday, it's still got the U.S. federal budget tentative. All right, let's go ahead and look at this NQ power range. Check out our power range. For the NQ future sessions today, we have a high of 1355 with a low of 1325.75. When I posted this, the sentiment was long, up 0.72%, with a volume of 89K and an ATR of 323.05. All right, go ahead and check that out. All right, so we can see that we were kind of just chopping around sideways overnight. Into the Euro session, we had a nice little bullish pop here, and then we've kind of been just retracing that, finding support at that previous resistance now. All right, so if we look at a daily, so yesterday we had this interesting inside candle. This is a good technical setup for another bullish run. So we'll see what Powell has to say today, how the market reacts, and then, but we definitely look like we can continue to, trade higher. Overall, still kind of neutral. Let's go ahead and look at the rest of the market. Looking at ES, pretty much the same thing with ES, but we're trading more neutral, trading more sideways. We got a nice little range between was this +1 and 2. After that little bullish run around 4 a.m. and we just been kind of chopping around in this range right here, so that's interesting. See how long we can hold the support here. Let's see on the daily, pretty much the same. We had an inside day, but it wasn't. It's a little bit more of it's almost a tweezer. But since we did have a lower high and a higher low, that technically is an inside day, but it could go either way from here. So right now it's bullish of the power range. So my strategy will be looking for a long as of right now. That could definitely change once the market is open and once the macro events take place. All right, let's go ahead and look at GC. Let me look at one more thing before I switch over there. Just want to see the delta, what the delta looked like. All right. Kind of a mixed bag. All right. Let's just take a real quick glance at RTY. Since we got time this morning. Nice little stair-stepping pattern higher. Pretty much the same story overall, and YM. Not even gonna bother putting the levels in here for these because I don't trade them. Pretty much the same thing for YM. RTY and YM has more. They're kind of trading similarly compared to ES and NQ. So as of right now, bulls all over in the market, in all the markets. I don't know why I switched the chart book, but okay. Go ahead and look at GC. Looks like I have way too many lines in here. I thought I erased that last night. All right. So we started out in the tight range for GC, and we've opened up since 9 a.m. Eastern time last night, or 9 p.m. Eastern time. Traded to +5, finding some support up there. I mean, some resistance up there, and we've just been kind of bouncing around overnight. It was kind of choppy. But this one, like the opening range was kind of tight, so I would probably make a new range at the open of the market. We do have some response to our levels, but just to kind of spread it out a little bit. But interesting price action with GC. Overall, we're still bullish. It's just kind of choppy and making its way through this wide range here. Go ahead and let's see. We're still on the daily. We're still bearish. So we could expect the stronger moves to be short. Doesn't have to happen that way, but always prepare for anything and let the strategy in relation to the price action tell us what to do, even though I'm not trading that right now. All right, crude, which is as is inventory check today. Similar price action to the indices. Nice overnight bullish pattern. Got some find a nice support at +4. If you want to be aggressive, you could also trade +5. We already responding to that level. And still looking bullish from a big long-term perspective. And last but not least, the euro currencies. All right, it's doing. Hold on, let me let everything load in. Kind of doing its own thing this morning. It's trading short of the power range, so it's kind of opposite of the rest of the market. Also breaking into new lows from a daily perspective. But I am seeing a lot of green in the delta, so a lot of positive delta. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out for the rest of the day. I don't really pay attention to international news like that, so I don't know if there's anything going on that side of the world that will, that could affect how the currencies trade. All right, so I don't know what I want to call this segment. I think I had a name for it before, but I forgot it. But anyway, so that's a broader look at the markets. Go ahead and do the rest of my pre-market prep. What are you doing? Okay. It's hard to tell if that's the sounds are going through or not. I think the music is going through. Only goal is to trade a strategy to perfection. No orders after 10 p.m. or 10:15, not 10 p.m. Profit $100 or more done for the day. Still always see the big picture. All right, just going through my checklist. Got that in there. Still got 5 minutes. It's a little low. Okay, I know what I can do. I know what I can do. Got to find a nice balance between what I hear and what you hear. Without overpowering my mic. Alright, we got it. Working on the last minute before the bell. Kind of weird being early to my desk. Just imagine hearing the evolution of your awareness from the new. Man, I appreciate that. That means a lot. Definitely want to always make, get better at what I'm. Keep working on my craft to get better at it. All right, here we go. Open. Sold off a little bit into the open. For NQ anyway. Not really. ES is a little different. Much more negative delta with NQ. But it does have a wider range to trade within. Watching to see how we respond to the power range high. Also making a mental visual note that we are below the 200 SMA. It almost feels like they use the 200 kind of the same way they use the VWAP, just maybe from a bigger perspective. Alright, so NQ finding some buyers at the VPOP. Possibly still position building. Not a whole lot looks to be going on with ES. I want to take a long, but I'm seeing a lot of negative delta, so I'm being patient. You get too aggressive with NQ, it'll run over you really quick. It looks like it's being its normal little wild child self. I was looking at an entry at the power range low, but I don't want to try to fight all the selling pressure, so I just opted out of taking it. If it don't look the way I want to look at, I'll wait. I'll wait to get the setup that I want. I have no problems not having a no trade day until I get it, until it looks exactly the way I want it to look. We do have some more buyers coming in down at that PR low. Probably could have got a scalp out of it, but it doesn't look to be done selling off. Just looking at the price action. Of course, I could always be wrong. We're coming into the session low at 13.16. Yes, it's not select. So let me see. Boom. I need my other chart. NQ is definitely doing its own thing. YM is taking off to the moon. RTY kind of just hanging out, but still bullish, the same as with ES. NQ doesn't care about any of that. Kind of a vicious price action. For sure, a lot of stops are getting taken out. NQ could possibly be just, they could possibly be just collecting inventory down here to sell off higher. They just get as much as they can just to bring the prices back higher and sell them off for a profit. Still seeing a lot of negative delta, so I'm being patient. I don't have the green light to go short yet, so just gotta wait for it. You know, I'm not too interested in going short as of yet. Trading pretty strongly down into a key level. Should be 290, not 295. Was it 958? 12,958. Yeah, 12,958. Yes. ES still has resistance there at 918 and a half, pretty much. Got a little battle at that level, but I'm just gonna watch it. In Q, we're battling it out at -1. Selling is calming down. Now, if I was interested in a takeout trade, I could have took it there at 13.13 and a half. But I don't have that in the clip this morning. I want my pullbacks. Not this strong of a pullback. ES popped into a high. Into a new session high. Get aggressive on this just so I can get the data. The rest of the markets are taking off. Let's see if NQ wants to join the party finally. still position building. So we are like less than 15 minutes away from Powell, his little thing. So definitely don't want to be in a trade while that's going on. And I don't have any good setups right now. Looks like it's shaping up to be a no trade day for me. But we shall see it. We shall see it, how thou worketh. Still looking for loans in NQ. It hasn't shown me anything to make me think otherwise. This looks like we're position building at this point. Or it could be that NQ was setting up the party and the rest of the markets are going to join later. This setup here gives us a nice pivot to take it lower. So we'll see if we have follow through. Negative delta coming back in with some strength. This is a good time to, normally I don't make recommendations for like certain things to look at, or in terms of just like technical stuff or anything on the charts or even fundamental. All my recommendations are based off of just you as the individual trader. But if you're not even doing so already, I would highly recommend looking at market profile data information. It is giving me a whole different perspective on how the things that I see is taking my trading to like the next level. Before I started using that, there would be times where I would have probably had to take a loss in this price action right here if I wasn't lucky enough to at least get a scalp. So I would have played this before. But looking at this delta, it has saved me from, the way that I read it anyway, has saved me from being in a lot of bad trades. It kind of gives you that window into like a little bit more of what's going on beyond just the candlesticks. The same thing with TPO. But I don't want to like I try to keep it simple and not look at too much at one time, so I stick to my candlesticks and I just added in a delta. Then I got my levels that I created from basically balance zones. So I'm gonna make videos about a lot of this stuff. I got a project that I'm working on. I haven't made, as you can tell, I haven't made any other video other than this, the live stream in a while. It's because I'm working on some bigger projects behind the scenes. The main one I'm working on is almost finished, so I'm gonna start making those other videos again. It's one I need to make this weekend if I got the time. Alright, so we made it back to our key level, and with strength, it's 958. Let me bring it up here. This is the screen that I'm actually recording. And this right here does confirm, does change our trading direction to short. However, we got like, yeah, less than 8 minutes before Powell gets up there, so I'm not gonna take any trades at this point. I'm not even gonna put any orders out there, just in case we get some kind of crazy volatility at 10. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and officially call this a no trade day. It is perfectly fine. The market is open tomorrow, so we'll just get it tomorrow. But I'm gonna continue watching and seeing how, you know, price responds to everything. A quick note. So yeah, it does look ES is finally starting to sell off strong. Negative delta is also coming in. Let me paste this and then I'm gonna look at the rest. Yep, so it was. So NQ was actually the one setting up the party, and the rest of the market, you know, they were just getting ready for the party. those notes in while it was fresh in my mind. He looks like it's setting up for another dip. Look below and fail. Did miss one trade in ES. I was supposed to take the have another order sitting at minus one, not minus, +1. If I was still trading this, we do have volume just dropping off right here at 976. We got a nice little gap. To 1300 or 13,000. Those are the levels that I will be looking at. Let's see. 974 to be aggressive, and 13,000 for the ideal pullback, based off structure and the volume profile. Price action does look to be showing us some position building. I'm looking to see what we do, how we trade around from 958 and how long it takes to trade around from that key level. Starting to see some positive delta finally on for NQ. Looks like the storm may be over and the sun's starting to come out. I'm just joking, by the way. I don't know why, like everyone, I think one of the problems with a lot of traders is, or trading in general, is people automatically associate red or I just call it price reduction as a negative thing. And that kind of like mentally, the energy that tells yourself is that it's a bad thing when prices fall, but you can still make money when prices fall. So how can that be a bad thing? I hear it all the time, like no matter what level the trader is or how much of an expert or a guru they're supposed to be, whether that's speaking on how valid, their expertise is. I've seen a lot of very, good traders who always talks about, when volatility, or let's just call it the red, as in the candles, or how the price movement, the price action, they associate that with a negative energy, or with a negative term, which I think is a bad thing to do. I try to stay neutral in how I see it and just look at the opportunities in either direction. I don't say red or green is not good or bad, it's just where's the opportunity in either of those colors or whatever. Where are the opportunities? That's all I'm looking for. In relation to my strategy, so we found some nice support down there at that key level of 958. My strategy still will be looking for shorts if I hadn't officially called it a no trade day, which I am not going to change. I'm stay disciplined to that. But so I will be looking for a short into the pullback. I don't think we're completely done with all shorting opportunities, but we do have support, some pretty decent support down there at 958. Looks like we're trying to retest that level. hindsight capital says, if I would have, it would have been a good. I actually, I should have got that order at. I should have placed that trade at +1 for ES. That would have brought the average down. And I'm still just collecting data over here. So these mental notes are also part of the data collection. All right, NQ is retesting 958. Nice little pivot there. At -2. If I was a speculating type of person, I would be assuming that this could be, we could be trading in range for a while. Delta's all over the place. I'm not putting a lot of weight on that at this point. Right now it's structure and price action. From the way that I'm reading the market. Still showing strong support at 958. It's all right. We're just collecting inventory in preparation for the next move. Also, hindsight capital says this pre-market action up here could have also been just eating up supply to take it back down, to start collecting more inventory down here. Two minutes before the official close of my trading session. So even if I wanted to, I couldn't place any new orders at this point. It's very interesting to see how the rest of the day shapes up. Just from a technical perspective. It does look like we can trade lower. We are below yesterday's close, yesterday's low. Staying true to this potential pivot pennant pattern. All of these labels. I'm going to draw that. Let's place another one down there. making another attempt to break 958. So if we make it back down into that look below and fail level, there's a good chance. So that's below 950. There's a good chance that we can take prices lower. As we saw this buying coming back on that same level, there should be some stops sitting down there. We got a whole lot of buying right here at 958. So if those positions weren't, to quickly get in and out of the market, there should be some stops sitting down here. Pretty much below 950, definitely below 936, which could take us lower. And I don't know if actually, what exactly happened with the Powell thing, but so far we haven't really seen anything out of the ordinary stick out from that. So we don't always need to see like a spike in volatility or anything from those macro events. There we go. Now we're running the stops. Looking for more inventory. There's one pattern that I've noticed a lot. Once we have this, we make an attempt to trade lower and that fails. We call it a look below and fail. If it trades back down into that range or to that level, there's a good chance that it could there's a high probability that we'll have another sell-off, which we're seeing at this point. So with all that being said, I'm going to just popcorn eyes it from this point and go ahead and, but I'm closing up the shop. I appreciate everybody from coming through, trading with me, and all that good stuff. Hope y'all have a good rest of the week, good rest of your day, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Trade it easy.